A client and I were talking this week about what is the difference between a salary person and an entrepreneur. Now, this entrepreneur makes millions per year, so he's very well off, and but he didn't always start that way. As a matter of fact, he had jobs that were, working at McDonald's, etc. Now, one thing has to be said: there's nothing wrong with being a salary person, and most people live their lives in a very successful way, just earning a salary. But what is the difference between an entrepreneur and a salary person? Well, one of those differences is self-belief. The entrepreneur definitely believes in his or her ability to create a business for themselves. So now, when they go into it, they know that they don't know everything because, by the way, nobody does in business. However, they're confident enough that they're going to find the solutions along the way. Now, the second thing for the entrepreneur is that they are not interested in trading time for money. They're interested in trading value for money, which is very different. They know that trading time is very finite, right? There's only a certain number of hours, but value, you can multiply it indefinitely. And so the greater value you create, the more you earn. That's the biggest difference. And so I know, as a matter of fact, quite a few entrepreneurs that are my clients today that, believe it or not, they would rather die than work in a salary job. That sounds crazy for someone working in a salary, but that's the way that they feel. Another characteristic that they have is that they have the mentality of eat what you kill. In other words, they know that if they don't have sales, they're not going to be able to make their mortgage, their rent, their food, etc. And they are willing to work much harder than everyone else because they have that mentality of eat what you kill. Therefore, you got to work hard. It's very simple, and you have to be creative. That's the other part of being an entrepreneur, because creating value is being creative. So, and there's always a crowded marketplace no matter what you go into. I mean, there's a lot of people have talked about the blue ocean strategy, and that's fantastic if you can find one, and if you're lucky to find one. And of course, creating the blue ocean strategy, it takes time and a lot of skill. Most people don't have that. So the blue ocean strategy is basically finding a virgin market where you don't have any competition. And the way that you actually do that is to ensure that you create a product or a service that no one else can compete with. And that's obviously where branding and differentiation comes in place, but also a lot of add-ons that traditionally other businesses, they basically don't have. So there is no competition for you. That is basically, in a very simplistic way, about the blue ocean strategy. But the entrepreneur has that mentality where they're going to create as much value as possible for the marketplace and trade that for money versus time. So therefore, this is a mindset, and you can acquire that mindset. This is not something that, I know that there's a lot of people that say that entrepreneurs are born. I don't know if that's true. To be honest with you, I don't think so, because you acquire the skills in the journey of being an entrepreneur. So I don't know if this is true. I mean, there's obviously skills that you can acquire before you step into the entrepreneurial journey that's going to help you with knowledge skills, leadership skills, etc. But I don't think that you're born with it. So what does that mean for you? It means that you can do it too. If this is what you want, start where you are, not where you want to be. A lot of times people they will start something thinking, okay, you know what, I'm going to save $250,000 and then I'm going to open up whatever it is, and then that's going to be my business. They will wait 5 or 10 years for that opportunity. Why not start with what you have now? Leverage the strengths that you have, which is what the entrepreneur will do. If you leverage the strengths that you have and multiply that as much as possible, you're going to be fine, and you're going to be having a successful entrepreneurial journey. Anyways, if you like this kind of content, make sure that you follow me. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow.